Heart of Mary. Hey, so today we're going to talk about gossip. When I was a kid, we lived in a big neighborhood that had lots of kids running around. And I remember my dad pulling me aside one day and saying that a neighbor woman had come down. She was talking to my dad about me. And she had said that, oh my goodness, Michelle is such a nice little girl. She never says a bad word about anyone. Book of James, chapter 2, verse 26, it says, if anyone thinks he is religious and does not bridle his tongue, but deceives his heart, his religion is in vain. And that hit me because I thought, wow, how far I've come from that little girl who never said a bad word about anyone. And all those years in between, I think about all those little groups I would sit around with, and we would talk about people. And I'm telling you folks, when someone comes up to you and they say, I want to tell you something, but I'm going to tell you, but I want you to pray for this person. Oftentimes that ends up being gossip as well. So that's just a little red flag right there. And the other thing is, when somebody leans in to tell you something again, and they come in with a whisper, you know that that's gossip as well. So just a couple of red flags for you. I have a story for you, but I do have to say I received full permission from my friend who experienced this story. She feels it's a good idea for everyone to know how really, truly horrible things can happen when you're not paying attention. Hurtful things can happen when you're not paying attention. So this friend belongs to a card playing group. And in this group, there are Catholics, Protestants, and non-believers. One of the non-believer ladies, she constantly will toss out different things that kind of frustrate my friend. And sometimes they're religious, but sometimes they're not. And this one particular day, my friend had it. They were just up to here, irritating her. So she went home, she pulled out her phone, and she was texting her other Catholic friend in the group. I am so frustrated. This non-believer card playing friend is saying these things about my church, or she's saying bad things about this, things that I don't believe in. And the list just went on and on and on. And my friend hit send. And then she realized, oh my gosh, I just sent this text message to the entire card playing group. Boy, was she ever humbled. She picked up the phone. She called this card playing lady, and she said to her, I am so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. Obviously, that text message was not for you. And she was shocked at what happened next. So this non-believer said to my friend, I understand these things happen, and I think we can all learn something in this, and let's just move forward. My friend said thank you, and she hung up the phone and fell back. She could not believe it went the way that it did. Everything about that scenario should have been a huge explosion. But this woman came back to her in a humble way, saying that really it's going to be okay. My friend has learned a lesson. She has passed on this story to many, and it's one that we can all learn from. All of this stuff can happen on the internet. It can happen on social media in so many different ways, and we have to be so careful about what it is that we say. We may think it, we may feel it, but we got to be so careful about what it is that comes out of our mouths. I am not here to boast in any way. I am not prideful about this, that you're sitting there thinking, wow, I must have it all together, because I definitely don't. When I find myself in group settings and they start turning into gossipy sessions, I really try very hard not to participate in the conversation. And if it goes a certain way that I'm not comfortable with, I'll get up and I'll leave the room. Because honestly, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I cannot partake in this because I'm going to have to go to confession. And I just went to confession, and I don't need this to go back on my list. So just a thought about gossip. We heard the scripture. What a powerful thought. We really, truly can't be religious us if we're out there talking against people. And in the climate in the world right now, it's really easy to fall into that trap. So I just encourage y'all with that, and remind y'all not to gossip, keep it all at bay, and just zip what Jesus would do. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you soon.